Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about the healing power of nature and how to be mindful in nature. We're so lucky here in Colorado that we live so close to these amazing, majestic, beautiful, magical mountains. And this time of year, they are so accessible and it's so pleasant to get out into them and away from the summer heat. This Saturday, I am doing my day-long retreat of being mindful in nature. So if you'd like to sign up for that, there's still a few spots. You can do so before Saturday. And for myself, I try to get out in nature a little bit every day. Whether that's sometimes I just have time to go to the dirt trails at River Bottom Park. But for me, there's something so grounding and healing and calming about just walking on plain old earth. So dirt, not something man put over dirt. So, the concrete paths, the pavement, which is okay when they carry us through nature. But it's always better for me to actually be walking on dirt trails, that uneven, the crunchy, the softness of it, and feeling the support of that earth beneath me. And the reason that I try to do this every day is the perspective that nature offers me and the healing. Science has started to do a lot of research into the shifts that nature brings for us, and they are finding, it creates shift in our biochemistry, our neurotransmitters, our hormones. When we go out and connect with nature, it has a very healing, calming effect. And even more so when we go into the trees, that the smells they put off create a calming, relaxing effect in the body. And I can feel this. I definitely, when I'm not in nature for a few days, I can feel my anxiety lifting, this little buzz in all of my cells that doesn't seem to relax quite as easily. So there is an actual physiological effect that nature has on us. But also thinking about the perspective that it gives us to be out in nature is when it distances me from that need to be doing and accomplishing and fixing and solving. It gives me a break from thinking about what other people think of me or fitting in or having a status, because out there in nature, none of that matters, and the trees don't judge you, right? The trees and the earth and the plants, they don't judge you. They're not expecting anything of you. They literally are just there, present to support you no matter what you've done, what you're going through, what's happening. And they're this consistency that I think we don't experience in our kind of human realm. This consistency that is around, a tree around for hundreds of years, and the things that they've seen and how they just kind of accept where they're at. They accept the speed of life, they accept what's happening in life, and they're always just doing their best to survive. And now, with science, what they're finding that everything in the ecosystem is kind of connected and communicating with each other. And when they communicate, all of nature is trying to support one another, tell each other when there's dangers. Trees actually will, if they know that the changes in the environment aren't conducive to their survival, will send their nutrients into the neighboring trees. So this communal sharing and support that exists in humanity, but sometimes we forget and we don't engage with. So you go out into this nature and you remember this system of, that which is greater, something so much bigger than us, that has been around and evolved and adapted through all these millennia, all these centuries of time, and finds a way to survive. And this nature that, without complaint, just is able to accept so many of our toxins and refresh itself, cleanse itself, replenish, and still be providing. Nature is what provides us life. Everything in nature feeds us through the oxygen that it gives to us, through the nutrients in the soil, to the rain, to all the food. Like, everything that we eat comes from nature. And that this is nature just, it's adapting, finding ways to keep life going. And this is so refreshing to me, that in its stable, steady kind of system and harmony of nature is really calming to me. And when I feel that non-trust of humanity and where we're going, if I go out into nature, I can feel that support, and I can feel that trust, and I can feel this greater knowing that things shift and change, and have shifted and changed through time, and yet somehow life goes on in one form or another. So even if we find huge fears and huge shifts in kind of our human world, go out into nature and feel the depth of that consistency and the ability to just keep adapting and thriving in every new situation. That it looks different, things shift, and yet it still keeps finding its way and its harmony. I also, coming back to that feeling of stepping away from the human constructed perspectives of self and importance, and feeling, those to-do lists and what we feel is so important in our daily lives that preoccupies us, gives us anxiety. We're so anxious about having to clean our house or what we have to do in work. And you go out into nature, and when all of that goes quiet, it's this deeper perspective of what really matters. Helps you step away from all that noise, all that human constructed ideology, and see things on a deeper, clearer, more harmonious level, where you get to see yourself in the loving eyes of nature. You get to see your place in the world from the loving eyes of nature, and it clears out those expectations, the judgments, the comparisons, the striving, the urgency. All of that goes quiet for me, and I get to just listen to something deeper. And when I'm able to do that out in nature, that's when I really connect with this heart's essence, and I get to remember what's truly most important to me, what I actually want to be focusing on and cultivating. And often, almost always, it's on a deeper level than all that surface to-do lists and all of our chores and our obligations and our statuses. It comes back to what we've talked about in here before, but that kind of heart's truth and those true values, which is when I'm here on earth in my short, we're blessed with this short little blurb of being able to participate in this miraculous gift of life. And what do we really want to contribute in that time? And I get to remember that for me, it's peace. It's connection, it's compassion, it's the acceptance, it's love, and that when I come back, I can maintain that and get a new perspective on what I'm doing and how I'm treating people and interacting with them. And then I can go back into nature again and regain perspective. It's a little step away from everyday life that gives you this wider, deeper, harmonious, interconnected perspective on everything. And so I invite you this week, whether you join us on the nature retreat or not, to do your own practice of connecting with nature. And if you are, I love to just go out where nature is and connect with my 5 senses. So closing your eyes and for a while just listening, naming everything you hear in nature, and then smelling, and then opening your eyes and looking around and looking without judgment or needing to change anything, but enjoying the subtle shifts and changes in light and color of nature. And then feeling your sense of touch. So maybe feeling the wind, the heat, the tickles of the grass. Maybe reach out and touch a plant and feel your connection to it. In that, you could also do a tree hug, or me, I feel I like to just put my hand on the tree and feel the life of the hand, and sometimes place my forehead on it and listen to the tree and feel its energy, its life force, remembering that it too is a very crucial living being on this planet. Sometimes it's nice to go barefoot and walk in the grass and feel the earth beneath your feet, remembering that it's there supporting you, holding you, nurturing you. You can do a mindful walk, so slow your walk down, match your footsteps to your breath. And while you're there, thanking the earth, feeling your connection to it, remembering that you are a being of the earth. You are an animal like everyone else, remembering your love of the earth. Those are a few ways you could connect with nature this week. So like I said, day-long retreat this Saturday. Would love to have you. A few spots left. And my next class coming up is going to be helping people to transition from guided meditations into self-guided, silent meditations. So kind of dispelling those beliefs that you're doing it wrong, or I don't really know how to meditate, I don't know what my mind should be doing in those moments. And giving you the confidence to just be able to sit down anywhere and engage with your meditation practice on your own without needing that phone or that app to guide you. So that will begin, I can't remember the date right now, but it's in July. That next series will begin. It'll be a 4-week series. And don't forget that my book is available, and I was at the farmer's market this last weekend. The next time I'll be at the farmer's market is July 18th, and I'll have those books and my art there. Enjoy your connecting with nature this week, and I hope to see you all very soon.